We lost his mic there, but I mean, there's an obvious storyline on college campuses. Bernie is really exciting to them. Elizabeth Warren as well. Not a surprise. Claire McCaskill, who's rejoined us.
Yes, I mean, as Steve Kornacki has lectured us time and time again, the demographic that is Bernie, that is the meat of the matter when it comes to Bernie Sanders, is in fact the young voter. He does terribly at the other end of the age spectrum. Closer to where I hang out in age, he doesn't do as well. But with the young folks, so the college campuses, that's where he's going to run up the score. And now that we're getting this popular vote along with the delegate, that it's all going to be reported at the same time, that's why everyone is so interested to see if you could get two different results, that you could get someone winning the raw vote, but not getting the most delegates out of Iowa.
I think there's also a bit of the proof in the pudding is in the eating in terms of the theory of the case that Bernie Sanders has, right? I mean, the theory of the case is there are a lot of young voters or infrequent voters or tuned out people who can be marginalized with a combination of message and organizing. To the extent that you could do that, this is a test pilot of the undertaking, right? I mean, if you can do that in these circumstances, that at least shows a proof of concept. If you can't, well, then the whole thing that your kind of electoral viability rests on as an argument comes up short. So I think for him, there's this sort of extra laboratory quality to the Iowa caucuses, and that was true of Barack Obama in 2008 as well, who had in a different way had a similar sort of theory of the case about organizing and mobilization.
Every single person, I think these voters, in a way that is really unique, more than before 08, 2016, they're weighing this. We talked about this before about electability, which is not something that people always have to think about one way or another. I always assumed that I was either going to be Pete or it's going to be Bernie Sanders. The question is going to be, how does this second round work? Those Klobuchar voters, if Mayor Pete doesn't win in a particular area, the 5 people who like Joe Biden, the Andrew Yang people, where are they going to go in this second round? Are they going to look at Bernie Sanders and say, hey, I can go with this person, or are they going to be terrified and go in some other direction?
Let's go to Dubuque, Iowa now, where Dasha Burns is at Kennedy Elementary School and is seeing sort of different plot unfolding there, as we understand it. Dasha, what are you seeing?
Hey, guys, there's quite a big upset here right now because Warren and Klobuchar did not reach viability. There were, there were 29 in the Warren camp and 27 in Amy's group over here. I'll walk you that way right now. And 29.4 rounding up to 30 was the minimum needed for viability here. So a lot of people now not sure what to do. Buttigieg way ahead of everyone with 53. There were about 195 people total here. So Buttigieg with 53 at the top, Bernie Sanders with 36, Biden 43. But let's take a look at the Warren camp here and see what's going on and what they're planning to do. Hey, guys, are you surprised you didn't get viability?
We're very close. We just need one more.
You need one more. You think you can get there?
I think we can get there.
What are you trying to do to convince people?
Probably I should get up, and I think we did get one more. Get up
and go. All right. You got one?
We already got the one.
So you think you're good to go? All right. Let's check in with, we're going to check in with Amy Klobuchar over here and see what's going on.
What I liked about Pete was his healing.
Are you with Pete Buttigieg trying to convince this lady here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You guys go ahead and talk. We'll just stand and watch democracy unfold.
We need some new blood. I mean, Bernie and him and Warren, they're old. I mean, the biggest problem in this country is the Senate right now, Democrat and Republican.
But Joe has a lot of experience yet, though. And he has a lot of experience. I just worry.
I have a lot of experience. That doesn't mean I'm right on everything.
How about Joe and Amy on the ticket?
There's another conversation going on here. Joe Biden fans trying to convince other folks.
Joe and Amy on the ticket. That's what I'm saying right here.
This guy wants Joe and Amy, so we'll see what happens here, but definitely a big surprise. Looks like Warren will likely be viable after this round, but we'll see where this whole thing lands. We'll keep you posted.
And Dasha, in terms of how you are able to figure out what's going on there in the moment, we've seen that evolve while you've been talking to us. Is it clear in the room sort of what stage of the process they're at? Has the initial preference been tallied and is done? Or are they on to the second reallocated preference here? It feels a little fluid.
It's a little bit fluid, and there was some confusion. I mean, from the beginning, it was a bit of a free-for-all in terms of who went where. So as soon as we got here, we saw a fight break out over some chairs because the Biden folks showed up late and they didn't get the spot that they wanted. So from the start, it was a little bit confusing. And as you can see now, people overflowing into different areas. Hard to tell who's for who unless they have a sign up with them. When we got that first count, some people didn't fully understand. So Warren had 29. She wasn't fully viable. They tried to immediately get some more people over to their side to reach viability in that first alignment. The precinct chair said, no, that's a no-go. But just sort of a sign of still a little bit confusion around the rules here.
Dasha Burns for us in Dubuque, Iowa. A very exciting process underway there. Again, we should be clear. We're going to take a quick break here in a second, but we are expecting results, and we are expecting the results to come in a torrent. In the sense that for every precinct, and there are more than 1,600 precincts, we are expecting the results that actually we just saw a tally sheet from Dubuque gives us the first alignment results. Then we are expecting another set of results, which is basically what people went to after they had a chance to reallocate their support, after viability was established with the first vote. Right. And then we will get what ultimately counts as the real result, which is the delegates, the state delegate equivalent, which will actually go toward who becomes the nominee of the Democratic Party to run against Donald Trump. So we are going to get all of those numbers, but you're seeing it play out in live action right now all across the state. We'll be right back. MSNBC's ongoing coverage of the Iowa caucuses.